Today I want to talk about something deeply human, something nearly all of us experience at some point in our lives: anxiety. Anxiety is not the enemy. In fact, it's part of our built-in survival system. It's what helped our ancestors avoid danger. But in our modern world, where the threats aren't lions in the tall grass but emails, deadlines, relationships, and world news, it can get overwhelming. Our minds get stuck in high alert mode, and instead of protecting us, anxiety starts to wear us down. So, let's take a few minutes to understand anxiety a little better, and more importantly, how we can manage it. First, understand what anxiety really is. Let's start here. Anxiety is your body and brain responding to perceived danger, even when the danger isn't physically present. It's a combination of physical sensations, like a racing heart, tight chest, or nausea, mental patterns, like overthinking or catastrophizing, and behavioral urges, like avoiding things that feel risky or uncomfortable. Anxiety is a signal, not a verdict. It's trying to tell you something, but it's not always accurate. Think of it like a fire alarm. Sometimes it saves your life. Other times, it goes off just because you burned the toast. The goal isn't to eliminate anxiety completely, that's unrealistic and even unwise. The goal is to manage it, to listen wisely, and to choose how we respond. Name it to tame it. A powerful first step in managing anxiety is simply naming it. Psychologist Dan Siegel calls this "name it to tame it." When we acknowledge that we're anxious, we shift out of the raw experience and into a place of awareness. That creates space between you and the feeling. You can say it out loud. "I'm noticing anxiety." Or write it down: "Right now, I feel tense because of tomorrow's meeting." Labeling your emotion activates the prefrontal cortex, the reasoning part of your brain, and helps calm the more reactive parts like the amygdala. This isn't about suppression. It's about witnessing your anxiety without letting it drive the car. And breathe before you believe. Anxiety is often physiological first. So before you try to reason with it, regulate your body. Here's a simple breathing technique. Inhale through the nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale through the mouth for 6 seconds. Repeat for a minute or two. This kind of slow, intentional breathing tells your nervous system you're safe. And once the body calms down, your thoughts tend to follow. So remember, breathe before you believe what anxiety is telling you. Challenge the story, not the feeling. Anxiety is fueled by thoughts. What if I fail? What if something goes wrong? What if I can't handle this? Instead of trying to stop these thoughts, try investigating them. Ask yourself, is this thought a fact or a fear? What's the evidence for and against it? If my friend had this thought, what would I tell them? This is what cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, teaches. You don't fight the anxiety, you reframe the narrative that's feeding it. And here's a powerful reframe: I'm not in danger, I'm being challenged. Next, take action, even small steps. Anxiety often wants us to avoid things, conversations, decisions, responsibilities. But avoidance makes anxiety stronger over time. It teaches your brain that the feared thing is actually dangerous. Instead, try this: do one small thing in the direction of your values. It doesn't have to be big. Send the email. Step outside. Say the first sentence. Action is empowering, even if it's tiny. And here's the paradox: you don't have to feel confident to act. Action often creates confidence. Courage is moving with the anxiety, not after it goes away. Anxiety is a messenger, not a master. Many people ask, how do I get rid of anxiety? But that question comes from a place of fear, and fear feeds anxiety. What if, instead, we treated anxiety like a messenger? Sometimes it's saying, you care about this. Sometimes it's saying, you need rest. Sometimes it's just saying, you're human. When we stop fighting anxiety and start listening to it wisely, it loses its grip. It becomes one part of your inner weather, not the whole sky. Then build a lifestyle that supports calm. Now let's zoom out. Long-term anxiety management isn't just about what you do in the moment, it's also about how you live. Here are some building blocks. Sleep. Poor sleep fuels anxiety. Aim for quality rest. Nutrition. Blood sugar spikes and crashes can mimic panic symptoms. Exercise. Movement burns off stress hormones and boosts mood. Connection. Isolation intensifies anxiety. Talk to someone you trust. Stillness. Practices like meditation create inner space. It's not about being perfect. It's about creating a foundation that makes anxiety easier to manage when it shows up. Compassion over control. Finally, and maybe most importantly, be gentle with yourself. Anxiety doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're alive. Sensitive. Aware. Every person you admire has felt what you feel. The difference isn't whether they experienced anxiety. The difference is what they chose to do with it. So instead of judging yourself for being anxious, try this. Place your hand on your heart. Say, "This is hard right now, and that's okay." And ask, "What's the kindest thing I can do for myself in this moment?" Compassion doesn't make anxiety disappear, but it makes it bearable. And healing often begins not with control, but with kindness. So to recap, here's your mental toolkit. Understand anxiety as a signal, not a sentence. Name it to tame it. Breathe before you believe. Challenge the thoughts, not the emotions. Take small actions in line with your values. Listen to the message, don't let it become the master. Build a life that supports your nervous system. Practice compassion over control. You are not your anxiety. You are the awareness behind it. You are the calm behind the storm. And you are stronger than you think. Thank you.
You are not the mud in the corner of your mind. You're the clear spring of the source. You're the river and the tide. You're the deep, deep sea of infinite tranquility. You're the peace beyond the shore. You're the calm before the storm. In the eye of the hurricane is a peaceful blue sky. And you are not your suffering. You're the stillness inside. You're the stillness inside. You are not the pain or the aching in your bones. You are not your mind or the thoughts that you think you own. You're the witness, not the words. The awareness, not the mind. You are not the thoughts that come or the memories left behind. In the eye of the hurricane is a peaceful blue sky. And you are not your suffering. You're the stillness inside. You're the stillness inside. Hurricane is a peaceful blue sky. And you are not your suffering. You're the stillness inside. You're the stillness inside.